Hello, and welcome to Tea Talk, where the topics are real, relevant, and relaxing. It's Tea Talk time, and here's Lady O.
Well, thank you, Tracy. And you look so beautiful in your red. All right. She looks all rosy and she looks like she's ready to go. She's got places to go. Well, listen, welcome to Tea Talk. I'm so happy that you're here. We have something wonderful to talk about. It's going to be exciting. We're going to do some reflections, but we are going to be getting you ready because it's one of my favorite times of the year. No, it's not Christmas. It is the women's conference time. And the shirt that I have on says, if you can't see the back of it, but it says potential. And it has a beautiful, beautiful peacock with beautiful, beautiful feathers. And on the back of it, it says, it's my time. It's my time to blossom, to grow, to be delivered, to be set free. You know, we as women, throughout the year, we're so busy going around taking care of everybody else, the children, the job, the house. Everything is important, and we get in there and we make it happen. So listen, today we're going to talk about what's coming up on the conference that's coming up this coming Saturday at not from 9 to 1 at First Metropolitan Church, 8870 West Sam Houston Parkway North. So get on the phone, start sharing, guys. Come on, we got to build up our audience here because somebody needs to hear this. Because what we're going to talk about this coming Saturday is going to be something that is so transformational. You don't want to miss it. And not only do you not want to miss it, but you need to make sure that your friends don't miss it, that your daughters don't miss it, because this is going to be really, really good for teenagers and especially young adults. If I had something like this or knew what I'm going to be depositing into you next Saturday when I was a young adult, my life would have been so much better, so much easier, so much more progressive had I had someone to pour into me the information that I had to learn the hard way. And so, you know, the thing about it is with conferences, these are people that have experienced things and they come to pour into you so that you don't have to make the same mistakes they made, that you can become better equipped to be able to handle it. Because how many of you all know life happens, whether you're a Christian or not, stuff happens. And if you're prepared for it, if you know how to handle it, you can make it through it a whole lot better. Well, listen, when I was much younger and I was starting out, I don't even know if they had women's conferences. Honestly, they had the Women's Day. And, you know, we wore the white and the flower, and we had a speaker, one speaker, and that woman would come and preach to us and or talk to us, depending on what your church was. But it was a woman's day. And now we know that we need more than a woman's day. So can you go ahead and start sharing with all of your contacts, letting them know we're on, asking them to follow so they can get notice when it comes on. Share it with your family, your friends, your contacts, because this is going to be a conference you don't want to miss. And it's so important that the subject we're going to be talking about, that Satan is not happy. He has been doing everything he can to distract me or to deter me, but it's not working because I know what God called me to do, the assignment. And let me just give you a little bit. We'll talk more about it, but I've got to do some other things. But just to kind of give you a little appetizer about, yeah, Marcia says she remember those days. You put that flower on, and there's one day a year that they gave the women a Women's Day, and you had to do it at 3 o'clock. You couldn't do it in prime time on Sunday morning. You had to come back at 3, right? So those were the good times that got us over. But God has given us something new and better, where our pastors and our bishop has really worked with us and supported women getting away and to have a time of fellowship and a time of training, that we could have other women, not just one woman that they selected to come in and preach to us, but to teach us to show us, to walk with us, to encourage us. That's the difference between Women's Day and a women's conference. We have several speakers. Now, this year, we are going to be doing some things different. We're not going to have the Friday night this year. We are going to have a half a day on Saturday, which is going to be so powerful. And what I wanted to do is make sure that you are focused on one issue, this very, very powerful issue that God has told me to bring to the ladies. And I know He told me to bring it because everywhere I go, people are talking about it. People are giving me insight. They're giving me little nuggets, giving me people. And so I said, okay, God, because I told him, I said, God, I really don't have time. I'm really trying to get this done and this done. He said, but this is what I want the people to do. This is what I want them to hear this year. And so let me go ahead and start talking about it, but you keep sharing and getting people on today. And this is going to be talking about this conference. Is the whole focus going to be many different speakers, but they all are pulling together to discuss the trauma. Can you say trauma? They're going to be discussing trauma. How many of you have ever had any trauma in your life? Can I just see y'all in the chat? Tell me if you had any trauma in your life. And if you haven't, that means you're very, very young, very sheltered. Because I'm gonna tell you, I have had a lot of trauma in my life. And the trauma that I had started when I was a little girl, and most of the time it starts when you're a little girl, because Satan wants to put these traumatic experiences in your mind because it's hard to erase them. And we're going to talk about that, how to identify them, identify the triggers, how to understand how they have made you who you are, and how they have made other women. A lot of times we're not patient with women, but we don't know their story. Okay. We don't know why they are like they are. And what we want to do is to be able to help you to identify those traumas and talk to those traumas and be delivered and healed from those traumas. So I want you to just know that you have got to come because when we talk about traumas, there are things that follow us, and they keep us stuck in the past. They keep us from going forward. So the title of our conference this year is going to be "Free to Be Me: A Brand New Me in 2023." That's the theme that God gave me last year, and so we're going to be working from that. And I'm discovering what all does that mean, God? And He's just unveiling this to me day by day by day. I'm learning more and more what He's trying to get the women to see. Free to be a brand new me in 2023. And that word freedom just signifies that you're not free. So when you come to the conference, you're going to learn how to be free. And we're going to be talking about how these traumas have impacted our lives and they keep showing up in everything we do. So, and we'll talk about what traumas are, but I want you to come expecting to be healed, come expecting to get your dreams back. And so what do you do? Let me ask you a question. What do you do when past traumas keep chasing you down, keep following you? Do you know that those traumas, a lot of them we bring into our present, they hinder our future. They cause us to make bad decisions. They cause bad attitudes. They hinder our growth, where our growth is stunted. They bring about bad self-esteem, poor self-esteem, and they just hold you back. So we're going to be identifying different traumas and helping you to understand them and show you how to overcome them. All right. And so when I looked at this, like I told you, God has been giving me piece by piece, revealing what it is He wants me to do. So I always say every delay is in my favor. And so this is what God gave me because we usually have our conference in July, but this year we're having it in October because of many things to do with the building and so forth. But the thing that the Lord gave me here in the last month, He said, I want you to show the women how to break glass ceilings. Break the glass ceilings in your lives. And we as women have them and have been experiencing, especially if you are, someone who's trying to get in up, climb the ladder of corporate America, or do the man jobs that typically have been given to men. Um, there's a glass ceiling that you really can't see it, but when you try to go up, it's there. So we're going to talk about how to do that. And then also in the other part he gave me, he said breaking glass ceilings and kicking down walls. Now kicking has some action in it, right? And I don't know about you, but when I'm ready to kick a wall down, it's going to take a lot of determination, a lot of understanding that of what I'm about to do. And it takes, we're going to show you how to do that and help you do that. So that's kind of the underlying theme of the conference. Let's give you a little tidbit of what we're going to be doing. So you want to tell the ladies, come on. Uh, you're going to be breaking down some walls, through some glass ceilings at this conference. You're going to learn how to do that. And you're going to also be kicking down some walls. Everybody say, kick those walls down. When you leave the conference, you're going to be ready. You're going to be free to be a brand new you that knows how to break through glass ceilings and to kick walls down. And nobody's going to be able to hold you back. So that's kind of a little tidbit bit for what we're going to discover at the conference. We have plenty of speakers that are going to be coming. Lady Gail Johnson, she wrote this book I had on early, who talked about, um, Jezebel and her sisters. And she talks about these spirits that are not just assigned to women, but these spirits that come and overshadow us. And usually it comes from something in your childhood as a little girl, but in the church and even in your family, you will have spirits of Jezebel. She's going to tell you about what all that's about. So, come and hear that. It's going to be amazing. She and I have talked. Ooh, it gives me chills. Then we got Dr. Niecy Hamilton, and she's a survivor. I mean, she's been through all kinds of abuse from, she's been through sex trafficking, and she will tell you how she made it out and how she's now helping. So all of these are overcomers, and they're not telling you their story of how they got stuck and those kind of things in a bad situation, but they're going to tell you how these people have been set free, and they're going to tell you how they got set free. So if you are in that situation, or if you have a cousin or a niece or a daughter or a coworker, you can show them how to get free from those different things. And of course, we have Pastor Cynthia Carter Bird, and she has a story to tell about how she's a pastor now, but some mistakes, and about how to forgive yourself from the mistakes you made back in your young ministry when you were working for the Lord and you made some mistakes. She's going to show you how to forgive yourself, because sometimes we forgive everybody else, but really and truly, we feel like God has not forgiven us for those mistakes, those missteps, those dark places, that things that were done that nobody else knows about. But really, the ceiling is there because we put it there on ourselves, because we just cannot forget what we did, and we really have not forgiven ourselves. So she's going to talk about that grace. And then of course, Jetta Hurd is going to be talking about how she made it through, just breaking through. She worked, I know, underneath a lot of men, and now she has her own company. And she's going to tell you how she had to climb that ladder and kick down some doors and some walls and everything else and break that glass ceiling. She's doing so wonderful now. She's going to tell you her story. Then we have another young lady that's coming, and of course, I know she has a story to tell. She is the first Black to be be the Harris County Treasurer. And when I talked to her, I said, "Oh, that is so wonderful. You're the first Black female." She said, "No, no, 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 no. I'm the first Black." Now, she had to break through some ceilings, and she had to kick down some walls to be able to get what she is supposed to be. So we're going to tell you how to not be so passive, but equip you to be able to, this year, that you're going to take back what the devil stole. You're going to recapture your dreams, and you're going to be, have everything that you need to move forward and be all that God called you to be in 2023 in preparation for 2024, which he's going to give you some more. So that's kind of a little teaser about the conference. Make sure that you have people come on and that you share this even after the after the show is over, you can still share with all of your groups, share with your friends, and tell them what we're going to be getting. It's going to be a time where you will be made whole again. You will be so full of what you need to be able to excel. You're going to be emptied of all of that stuff that's weighing you down, that says you can't do it, or you know that low self-esteem, that depression. We're going to get all of those spirits out. Amen. Can I get an amen? We about to kick some walls down. Okay. All right. Y'all must make me say something. Y'all know I'm Johnny's mother, right? Okay. So listen, we're going to be talking also today about what uh, the conference has meant to us. Let me tell you, don't let anything stop you from coming. If you need to be sponsored, you need to let us know. You can email uh, Sister Tish. She can put our email there in the chat. And if you need to be sponsored, don't let money hinder you. If you truly don't have it, then we want you to still come out. We will pay your way. But don't let me hear you at Beyonce's concert and now you want us to pay for you to come. People do that. They be like, I don't have no money for that, but let Beyonce come, or let somebody they want to hear or go and do, or whatever, and they got all the money in the world for that. But listen, don't let anything hinder you. You get a babysitter for everything else, right? Get you a babysitter. Ask somebody to watch your children, okay? We don't have childcare this year. It hasn't, people haven't really used it in the past. And we also have asked people, if you needed, to let us know in advance, because we have to get somebody prepared. Nobody has said they need childcare, which means that you need to ask your mom and them, your cousin them, somebody who's staying at home to watch your children. Prepare for it. Block out that space and come from 9 to 1. We will have breakfast for you. So make sure you get there. You don't want to miss anything. The praise and the worship is going to set the atmosphere. So get there early so you can empty yourself of all of that stuff and get ready for God to fill you up. Everybody say, fill me up, Lord. Are you ready for this? I'm excited. So listen, as we were getting ready for this show today, the ladies, the Tea Talk ladies, okay, I asked them, I said, y'all need to come on and talk to us, share what we were just kind of going down memory lane. What was the most impactful conference that you had? What was life-changing for you? What song, what musician, what psalmist, what vendor, what speaker? And so we've been reflecting upon it. And the reason why we're reflecting upon it, because I want you to know how important conferences are. And this year, you're going to get your T-shirt like you did the last couple of years. It will be free with your registration, because these T-shirts mean a lot. They help us to remember, to reflect on the conference. So we've got a really beautiful T-shirt for you this year. So your conference includes the breakfast and the T-shirt and all the wonderful things that you're going to get. We're trying to be very timely, and that's our goal. But it will be spirit-filled. It will be powerful, okay? And from now on, you will love to have it this way. And we'll have some more events throughout the year where we can have some weekend getaways overnight and do some stuff, all of that kind of stuff. So it's coming. So just look forward to seeing that. So make sure that you're registered. You can register also with Natisha. She can show you how to register. And I think the QR code, she's going to put it on here too, so you can register with that. But if you will share this to your Facebook page and the flyer, we'll make sure you have it. Just share that flyer with all of your friends and your contacts. So we need to get the word out, because this conference, you don't want to miss. I'm telling you, I'm excited about what God's going to do in my life. So what I wanted to do now is, okay, we got that. You're going to get registered. You're going to share with your friends. Make sure they're registered. Bring your teenagers. I really want to stress that. Bring those teenage girls, because with all of the trauma that they're going through now, I mean, gun violence, COVID, all kind of mental illness. I mean, you can't go anywhere without worrying about somebody shooting you in a store, in a church, in a parking lot, at school. These kids are going through a lot of trauma with
Mm.
their identity, with relationships, with friendships. Facebook. I mean, a lot of people, these kids are committing suicide because they don't have enough likes. Facebook makes it look like she's got all these friends and you don't have any. So there is a lot of trauma that girls already have, but this new stuff, our girls are going through a lot more than we ever went through. When we were coming up, remember the things that like I love that movie with Oprah, The Color Purple. She said, "Girl, child ain't safe nowhere."
Yeah.
For that. And then she was telling the truth because we have to be on guard about men abusing us physically,
Hmm.
men abusing us emotionally, men abusing us sexually. A girl child ain't safe, and they start young. When I hear on the news, I heard it a couple of weeks ago or last week, and I asked Bishop, "What in the world is going on with these men raping babies, having sex with little 3 year olds?"
Little children. Yes.
These are what in the world? And used to be, our people didn't do that. They might
Right.
get you when you get to be a preteen or a teenager, but they didn't mess with those babies. And now everybody's doing that. So, y'all, our young adults, our girls are facing some trauma that is going to be, that they got to learn how to deal with and overcome in the years to come. So please get them to the conference. Bring a whole basket full of a car full of these teenage girls from your schools and your community, things like that, and share the word with your granddaughters and everybody because they need to be there. So now let's go down memory lane. Okay. Um, who wants to go first? What is your greatest memory that you'd like to share with Tea Talk today? Who wants to go first?
I'll
I'll go
go first. Oh, go ahead, Tracy.
Okay, Tracy's got to go first with the beautiful
first.
red shirt on. Tell us
Yeah,
what shirt you have on there too.
it's the one with excuse me,
Oh,
I'm
excuse me,
speaking.
I'm speaking. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, go ahead.
And
Talk
I
about
love
that
this.
conference.
Yeah, I love this the shirt in the conference. I remember that was um, coined when Kamala Harris was debating former President, Vice President Mike Pence.
Uh huh.
Very anticipated debate, and she held her own. And they thought she was just going to be this easy. I'm going to just move through like we do,
Right.
and she held her own. And she said, "Listen, I'm talking, I'm
Yeah.
speaking. So I
Yeah.
need for you to be quiet and listen to what I have
Exactly.
to say because it's important, if not more
What I liked
important than
about
what you're
her
talking
too,
about."
in that moment, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but the thing that I remember hearing her, and people think of us as being angry Black women. I think they were trying to push her to go off, but she
Right.
was very poised. And as a woman, she said, "Excuse me, excuse me, I'm talking." I mean, I just thought that was something that just really just got all over me, that we as Black women don't have to go off, or we can
Hmm.
tell a person off in a good way. Okay, go
Right.
ahead, Tracy.
Yeah, and such eloquence and grace the way she handled herself and got her point over, and she won that debate because she was able not to just give the facts. I mean, and she's a great debater anyway, but she held her own without, like you said, that typical. I'm waiting for her to go off. I'm waiting for her to go off. She didn't, but she did.
Mhm. Like a lady, she
Yeah,
did.
like a lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was awesome. But that the conferences in general are so empowering for us because our cup gets empty. And every year, I'm sure all the other ladies can attest to this, you leave out filled with, I can get through this, I can make it through this. The conference that I'm thinking about that just it really just sticks with me is last year when we had Kim Roxy on to give her testimony,
Mhm.
and she gave a powerful testimony of she now has a successful cosmetic business, but her beginnings were not so successful,
Mm.
right? And a lot of times, people see the final story, but they don't know the backstory. They don't know the back
Come
end
on.
of what happened.
Yeah.
So just to know that no matter what I'm going through, no matter how it looks right now, I can be successful,
Right.
and that's
She's
so
in the
important
midst
for us
of
to
it
hear
too.
that.
So, Tracy, do you remember what was impactful when she said that story? I just kind of saw it. She told she wore her a wrap around her head. She said, "Because I have alopecia." She said,
Right.
I'm bald up under here. I wear wigs. And she was struggling and being successful and
Hmm.
continued to go in the midst of what was going on in her body. Man,
Right.
that was powerful because I
That was
never
very, yeah, that was very powerful because we know we can be so hard on each other.
I'm telling you,
But just to know that someone said, I'm going to do something about it. I'm not going to just complain. I'm going to do something about it. And
right?
she did. I mean, she's now, I see her all over the place.
Yeah, she is. She is. I love her. And she's gonna be doing my makeup. She'll be here early that morning to do my makeup. Hopefully she'll stay. But
Hmm.
she will come and do your makeup personally. And I love her spirit.
You're right.
And she just for her to share her testimony last year with us
Yeah.
was
And I think, yeah, I think she mentioned she ended up going to like alternative school and
yeah, she
um,
got
Yes,
kicked out
she
of
did.
school.
kicked out of school. And I'm like, what? Kim Robinson got kicked out of school.
She was a little gangster there. She was like,
Yeah.
you see her now, you think like, oh, she had this little perfect life, da da da. No, she had a lot of trauma in her life, and she caused
Mhm.
a lot of trauma in her mom, sure, her mama and everybody else's life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
you couldn't imagine that today looking at her, but I even see it, and I'm sure we've seen students, and you go, man, how are they going to turn out? I'm looking at them right now, and their trajectory doesn't look good, but somebody out here saying, although it doesn't look good, it can get better.
Right.
Right. Right.
And that's a good point you just made there too, Sister Tracy, that when you see kids acting out, because there was a lot of stuff that was going on in her life before that those teachers didn't know, but inside her was an entrepreneur,
Mm-hmm.
a leader, someone with strong. And so we cannot kick kids to the curb just because they're acting, as we say, BAD,
Mm-hmm.
just because they don't seem like they're going to amount to very much. And we're going to put this child out or whatever, or they go to jail or whatever happens in their life. To me, she gave hope to the parents that, because sometimes people don't want you to know how their children are in trouble or have done certain things that have embarrassed them. But she just put it out there that there's hope for you
Yeah.
as a parent. So
Yeah. So yeah.
good. Thank you for sharing. Okay, Sister Shelley, you want to go next?
Oh, sure, yes. So one of my favorite psalmists was a psalmist from Dallas. I could not remember her name, but I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was maybe a year or two after my mother passed.
Yeah.
And so she was singing about how Jesus is like the living water.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
And it was so powerful for me. And I remember just taking it all in and praying and crying. And it was very powerful. I remember that. It was a Friday night, but I don't remember her name.
She was
Do you
at
remember?
Jake's. If anybody can kind of look it up, she's saying, oh, I almost said it because I know her very well. She originally came from Waco. That's when I first met her. And I had her
Mhm.
come in to the women's conference. I had her come back. But she was at Jake's for several. I think she just left Jake's like a year or two ago. So I mean, think of it in a minute, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Mhm.
Powerful. Yes.
Yes, yes, I remember that. And then as far as speakers go, a couple years ago in 2021, we had the Love Doctor to come on.
Yeah.
And if y'all remember, she had this self-love journal, the
Uh-huh.
self-love journal.
Right.
And she talked about, like you were saying, Lady O, how we have experienced trauma and how we have to deal with that. And
Yeah.
so she wrote this reflective journal for with the with the devotion for every day
Mhm.
and a journal for every day.
Right.
And I started the journal and I did it before she came because I wanted to, so I would have something to talk about or think about when she was speaking. So it is powerful. So if you don't have it, I suggest that you get it
Yeah.
because it's very powerful, impactful for just to see yourself, to help you examine areas of your life that you need to change. So that was powerful for me.
And I
And
love too that she came in with a stethoscope. As a matter of fact, she had tissue decorated so it would be
yep,
bling, and she had a white coat
a
on.
white
She
coat.
said,
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah," she said,
Yep,
"I came
yep.
to do surgery, cut
Yes,
out
yes,
some
yes.
stuff,
Yeah,
and
she
heal some
was
stuff."
great.
So that was really powerful.
Yes, it was. It was. And then you also talked about the little entrepreneur we had. She was there that year too.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
there she is. That's her. Yeah, yeah, that's
Man,
her.
she was like 14, I think it was, and she had her own
Yeah,
makeup line and lipstick, and she gave us samples, and she was something else.
yeah,
14 years old.
yeah. She was great. She was great. And
Yeah.
I still have that body butter. I use it a lot. It's
Uh-huh.
perfect. It's the perfect blend. It's not too hard. It's shea butter, but it's soft. So
Right.
I still have it. Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
she gave us as a gift that little lip um
Mm-hmm. Lip gloss.
exfoliator. Well, she gave
Yes.
a lip gloss to go over it, but I think it's an exfoliant for your lips.
Yeah, she had that too.
I never really used that much, but it was like when I did, it's like this seems like an exfoliant for your lips.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I put the
Yeah.
lip gloss on, so she had lip gloss and all this stuff. And it was so beautiful, and we presented it with to the ladies in this beautiful gift box with a whole bunch of
Yes,
things in it.
yes.
Oh, that was so much
And
fun.
we had the boxes and we wheeled them out into the audience and gave them out.
Yeah. And that was the year too. We got a chance to use the polka dot tissue paper because we had the tissue, the table had the polka dot tablecloth that was really beautiful. And on
Mm-hmm.
top it had the black and the red. Oh, that was so cute.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yes, that was great. That was a good year.
Good, good, good. All right, Miss Deborah, tell us about
I wanted to ask a question before I talked about mine. Shelley, was that the year that we teamed together to do when the
Yes,
Love Doctor there?
it was.
Yeah,
It was that year. Yeah, it was that year. We talked about divorce. Yes.
yes,
uh-huh. And we're gonna get to
yeah.
see some of the pictures of y'all too over the years because we got a few little flashback pictures. Go ahead, Sister Deborah, tell us about your
Okay.
most impactful.
The one that I remember, and I can't remember the year. I think you were saying they had the red T-shirts, but when Dr. Jenna
Uh-huh.
Jerkins was there and had us to write, it was something we were struggling with,
Right.
and then we had to write it,
Uh-huh.
and then we had to ball it up,
Yes.
and that was very impactful for me, and it was impactful for my daughter at the time. So
Mm.
I remember that, and I remember I think you said she was a prophetess or whoever came and prayed for the young people. It was,
Deliverance. Oh my God.
yeah, it went over the time, but it was like you didn't care because it was so powerful.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
and people needed setting free. There was so much
Yeah,
that people were, and these were teenagers that were being laid hands on and prayed for. And we couldn't dare say, let's just stop it. All these
right,
teenagers were here and they were getting their breakthrough and their deliverance. I mean,
right.
it was, and she was, you're right, she was so good.
Hmm.
Wow.
Like Shelley was talking about the psalmist, Jacqueline Carr.
Yeah.
Mm.
She was
Yes, she was
really,
powerful
really
too.
good. Yeah.
Now that one was really, I mean, we have a couple of them, I mean, that have come and just blessed us with songs. So I'm not gonna say it's my favorite, but they all been powerful, right? Because Jody McCullough out of Florida, she came for several years, and I mean, she just tore the place up, set the atmosphere, and then of course, we have um, what we you just talked about a minute ago. Help me with my names, y'all. I'm getting sinus.
Jenna, Dr. Jenna.
No, with the singers. Um,
Oh yes, the lady
Taylor,
from Dallas.
Kathy Taylor was another powerful that
Kathy
came
Taylor.
through, and
Mhm.
so it was. And then of course, Jacqueline Carr. I mean, we've had some powerful, powerful psalmists, and they all ministered. So some of them we've had come in more than 1 year. So that's why some of the years I'm kind of missing which one they were. But it's so important. Singing just does something to your spirit. It just calms you down. It just kind of lets things flow, and it ushers in opportunities and spaces for the Holy Spirit to do His work, and for the preacher or whoever the speaker is when they get up, it breaks that fallow ground.
Mm-hmm.
So we definitely do always do a strong praise and worship area. But I think for me, guys, did I get everybody on here? Tisha, did you have one you want to share before I go?
No, she said
She
no.
said, no, she's working the back with those pictures.
Oh, lady, I have one more.
Go ahead.
One more. Remember
Go ahead.
Jasmine Skurlock? She was
Oh,
she was
yes.
the speaker.
Yes.
Oh, and she talked about that woman with the issue of blood who touched the hem of Jesus' garment.
Yes. Oh my
That
God.
was that was powerful. It was amazing. And
Was that
so
last
I
year,
really
Shelley?
No, that's a long time.
no, that's been a while ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been several years ago, but she was excellent. Just
Yeah.
excellent. Yes.
We've had some great preachers come through from out of the state of Texas. We've had some as well in Texas. We've had a lot of great speakers. So she was definitely one. Jazz came several years.
Mm-hmm.
She was just so powerful, and even the men wanted to come to to the women's conference when she came.
When she came, yeah.
And so we'd always have a lot of men. We'd bring on Friday night so the men could come, and they loved it. We'll have to have her back. I don't know what she's doing now, but she was very powerful always,
Mm-hmm.
every time. You know, one of the conferences that really, really got me, all of them. I mean, I just have so many wonderful memories and things that helped me. Because one of the things that we want to do, we just don't want to do a lot of preaching, 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 but we want some deliverance to take place. We want some training and teaching. You're just not going to, yell at you, whatever. We want you to learn, right? We want
Mhm.
you to learn how to get free, learn how to be better. You said when you know better, you do better. So
Mm-hmm.
at the conferences that I have put on, you're going to learn. You're going to take away some tools, and it may not be for you. It may be for your child. It may be for your coworker or your marriage or whatever. So I've taken a lot of the things out of, because even though I'm the host, I look to see what God has for me. Where is my present? You know how on that Christmas tree, buy
Right.
all these presents. You're like, where is mine? Somebody bring me
Mm-hmm.
one, because I want to get something too. But the
Right.
one that was so powerful that I remember for me and for I mean, this one I have on was just, I mean, all of them. The green one last year too with the she rose. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the one that we haven't talked about a lot is the one where we did drop the mask. And the Lord told me to tell the women that you cannot be healed if you're still walking around with the mask, covering up your hurts, covering up your lack, covering up
Mm-hmm.
your needs. You need help,
Yeah.
but you're wearing this mask. And
Like you
back
got
in
it
the
all
day, we used to always said, "How are you doing?" "Oh, blessed and highly favored." No, you're not. You are a mess. And truth
together.
be told, you about to lose your mind. You about to lose your house, your family. You tell me, "Oh, blessed and highly favored." That's a mask. And we get used to saying these cliches
Yeah.
because we don't want nobody to know that we need help. So
Mhm.
I just really just challenge the ladies to drop that mask so we can see
Yes.
the real you. And that you can receive the help. When you go into the doctor's office, I remember, I don't know which speaker said it, that when you got to remove your clothing so they can see what to do. You don't go
Mm-hmm.
into surgery fully clothed.
Right.
They're gonna have you remove all that stuff that you wore in, so we can get down to the root of things. So that was really powerful for me, as well. And then last year when we did the green and I remember t-shirts. The t-shirt was so powerful for me that um, we still have some left over, and we for some people have asked about them, but um, sometimes we feel like we can't do certain things. But if you just stop and look at the lives of the sheroes, and I used all black sheroes, and I'm going to be using them again with the message I'm doing for this next year because all of them experienced trauma. But these sheroes made it when it was illegal for women to read. It
Mm.
was illegal for black folk to be educated in any kind of form. But when God has that in you, he has a way of, if you continue to press forward, then you will be able to do it. So we have that green shirt is just, I wear it all the time, and I like to
I
show
have it on
people,
today.
the names of them. You got the green T-shirt on, Shay,
I have it on today. Yeah.
and all the black sheroes that
With
I
the
can get
black
on
she
there
was on the back.
on the back. And I said, you need to get it for your child, for your daughters, for your granddaughters, and for just ladies in period, to let them know these are whose shoulders we're standing on. And if they did it, I can do it too. And I think that thing was, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So if
Yes,
they could do that in the midst of the 60s and the 50s and the 30s, surely
we
we
can do
can
it
do the
now.
things. We can do even greater things.
Yes, for
So,
sure.
Tish, we ready to show some pictures? Let's get some pictures going on here. Let's do a little going down memory
Back
lane.
down memory lane. Yes.
All right, let's see what you got for us. Okay, this is our conference for this year. Okay, it's time for a breakthrough. All right. Okay, good.
That's the
That's the
love,
love
doctor.
doctor. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the love, doctor.
Uh-huh. She gave me roses. She was so sweet.
Yes.
My white jacket. Okay, and that's the whole crew. That's the planning crew. Y'all look so cute in y'all's black tails. You remember we
Black
had that
tail.
uniform, the black tails. Oh,
Yeah.
there's the t-shirt. Now, which year
That
is
was
it?
Sunday.
Okay.
Sunday morning.
Sunday
Yes.
morning, all of the ladies got together who hadn't gone, and we took a big group picture. Wow, and that's, excuse me, I'm talking, I'm speaking. That's the Tea Talk
We
crew.
talked
Look at
to
y'all, don't y'all look cute?
2021.
20. I'm glad. Okay, this is Jacqueline Carr. It says, excuse me, not excuse me. It says, focus
Focus.
to fight. That we need
Yes.
to stop being distracted and get focused on the target, and we need to fight our way out.
That
Out of
was 2018, 2 years before COVID.
yeah. Okay, and that's everybody there. And there's my sister Cynthia. They came from Dallas, a little group that came from Dallas, and that's the whole group. Focus to fight. That was probably Jacqueline Carr. Oh my God, she's saying, "Okay, when you fight, you win." Oh, there's my sister Cynthia she's to the left, right there, and her friend from Dallas, and they used to always come down, and so I'm hoping she'll be able to come back down this next year. So, wow, that was powerful. And there's your
Mhm.
Kayla Clark. She's such a sweetie. And she's shorter than me. I said, she puts those heels on, she's tall, but when she takes them off, she's shorter than me. She's a sweet, powerful, powerful woman of God. Oh, and there's my favorite t-shirt. I love the peacocks. I mean, the Greek one or two I like too. But when we put this peacock on, y'all, look at us. We were just standing all kind of a little prideful there, but y'all look so beautiful. Don't y'all think we were kind of
Yeah,
strut like a peacock?
yeah, that's a beautiful picture. Yes.
That is, yep.
Everybody looks so confident.
I know, I know.
Mhm.
Oh, and look at this young lady who came to this year, that year. She was a judge. Remember
Yes, I remember
what do
her.
they call them? They call them the
Mm,
ladies, the black. Y'all better help me.
yeah, wait, I remember because they
They
had 'em
all the
all
judges ran
together.
together. They were women.
And how many was it? I think it was like 20 or 21 or
It was
something.
a lot of them. I can't remember how
Oh
many.
Yes,
yeah, they won that. They won the elections as a group of black women.
Yeah,
yes,
and they
yes,
had a name,
Oh yeah.
Black Magic. Black Magic. It
yes.
was
Black Girl Magic.
Black Girl Magic. For that year, that was Black Girl Magic. So these black women all got together and they ran for judgeships and they all
They
won.
all won. And they came to church. Some of them came to church. Remember that Sunday
Yeah.
they came?
Yeah,
Yes.
they came to church. And so I like
Hmm.
this young lady because she shared with the kids how she as a young girl used to sneak out the door so that mom wasn't there and
And
go
not go
across
to
town and
school.
mama, skip
Hmm.
school. And
Yep.
so the girls were able to see that, hey, if she did that, there's hope for my daughter who's been
Yes.
skipping school, and even for the young girl who may have done that and got into some trouble or whatever, that they too can make it. Oh, there's a one with my the women at the feet of Jesus, a peacock poster. Where's my poster? I gotta go find that poster. But we had peacocks everywhere, and I was really, really feeling it on that picture. Okay, what else you got? Let's see. Okay, that's another of my little peacocks and yellow roses. That's the year I kind of introduced the yellow roses, which I'm from Tyler. So we had that yellow rose everywhere we look.
Mm.
So That was it. Did you show the one with the purple and green balloons? I think you said you did it at first. I don't know if you still have it to share, but uh, the purple and green. Now that purple, that really that color. The lady had to find. There it is, right there.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had to fight a long way to find that color for me because I told her I said it's like grape Kool-Aid. So
Mm-hmm.
everybody was saying, what kind of color? It's not purple. No, it's not purple. It's grape. And
Yeah.
so you can see the balloons are that grape and that green. That what do you call it? The not lime green. It's candy apple green.
Candy apple. That's a beautiful green.
Yeah,
Mhm.
isn't it pretty? And then
Mm-hmm.
that's the year
Oh,
that Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee came, and she just spent a long time with us, teaching and just being. We have presented her with an award and a gift, but it was so good that she came and she just stayed. She didn't leave.
yeah, she didn't. She lingered.
There are the balloons, and remember those purple handkerchiefs? We had the grape handkerchiefs that we were
Yes.
waving around. So that was
That
really
was last year. Yeah, that was
that
last
was
year.
last year. Yeah, yeah. So those are just those are good. That's a
Yeah.
good picture of us. Look at us.
Yeah,
We
that
look,
is a good picture.
yeah. And there's my
That's
daughter-in-law Sherelle.
there's
That was the
Rail.
year we used that polka dot
Yes, the polka
tablecloth.
dot, the
Uh-huh.
tissue paper too.
Yeah, yeah. The tissue paper and the tablecloth. And I love that. Okay, and that's one of the praise and worship. And there's a 10 over there. Remember Quinita?
Oh yeah,
And
Cornita
her
and
daughter
Adele.
did a mother-daughter talk and gave us some tidbits on there. Oh, that was really informative, dealing with how to talk to your teenage girls and so forth. And my granddaughter talked so freely, and just she showed how they really work together with that. And I remember her saying that Dr. Juanita, she said, I told my kids I did the best I could. If I messed you up, just get a. She said, I think I may
Get
have
a
messed
counsel.
up. Get a counselor. She
Get
said,
a counsel.
I make sure they all go to counseling to correct whatever it is I did because I did my
Yeah,
best.
yeah.
I thought that was good. It was transparent, but also it gave people the idea that sometimes you do need to get a counselor for you,
Mm-hmm.
you and your husband, you and your children, and because everybody needs to be able to talk it out. So, in the last few minutes that we have, I want you all to tell the ladies why it is they need to come to this conference. What are you expecting to get from this conference? What are you praying for? Just kind of share with us a little bit what you have, in your heart for God to do for you at this conference.
Well, this year we've been Lady O has been talking about being at the feet of Jesus, and you guys know the difference between Mary and Martha. Martha was the one that was always busy cooking,
Yeah.
cleaning, preparing for Jesus, and getting ready for dinner when he was at her house. But Mary was at the feet of Jesus. So
Mhm.
this year, our focus is literally being at the feet of Jesus. And when you're at Jesus' feet, you can be set free, because whom the Son sets free is free indeed.
Yes.
So that's what I have on my mind, is
Yeah.
to be free. Be free
That's
of,
good.
God knows exactly what I need to be free from. So I'm looking forward to being set free. Amen.
Oh, wonderful. Amen. Sister
I,
Tracy.
I think I think I think about the struggle of us as Black women.
Yeah.
We carry a lot on our shoulders, and the world expects us to do that. And a lot of times we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. So a lot of us, the mask is on. It really is on,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
and we're faking until we make it, but inside we're struggling.
Yes.
My
And it's nice to go to conferences, because when you start looking around, you realize, number
Mhm.
one, I'm not the only one that's going through this. And number two, I have strength in my sisters and my support system,
Mhm.
because the world will leave you out there by yourself. But in
Right.
God, we know that we have the support that we need. So
Yes.
that's my takeaway from conferences, is that I realize that my struggle, I'm not by myself.
Amen. That's good.
Amen.
Good. Good. And you learn some new friends. You get to hear other people's stories, but
Mhm.
you can meet new friends there as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Sister Deborah, what do you think?
Okay. Well, unfortunately, I won't be at this one this year. But before, like you said, you meet other people and you find out that hey, she's going through that too, and
Mhm.
it's just encouraging. And then sometimes it's that you are there on assignment to
Right.
help somebody,
Come
to
on
know
now.
that we're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
When everything that we go through is for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good benefit, is to just connect with somebody and help somebody else make it through.
Oh, I love that.
That's good.
Because a lot of times people think, well, I don't need to go to a conference. I don't have no problems. I'm doing all good. A lot of times, too, you think you're doing all good. And when they start talking about stuff, that tears start coming down. You start remembering, I don't really have it like I thought I had it.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And so God reveals some stuff. But also, if you do, don't be selfish. Come and help somebody else. There are going to be people, ladies there who need your help. If you've got something to offer, we need to share. We give and we receive. So I'm just looking forward to seeing the ladies there and just being open to whatever God wants to do. Uh, you know, trauma is something that I really hadn't researched a lot, but um, Tish found this definition too, and it'll be, I told we're going to put it in the bulletin, the program that we give to take for the ladies to take with them. But she said trauma is a lasting emotional response that often results from living through a distressing event.
Mm.
Mm.
So true.
Experiencing a traumatic event can harm a person's self esteem, their sense of safety, their sense of who they are,
Yeah.
and their ability to regulate their emotions
Mhm.
and to navigate relationships.
Mm.
I said, wow, think about the relationships that you have problems with, or you haven't been able to maintain, or you haven't been able to control. A lot of it's not your fault
Hmm.
because you don't really understand how that trauma has set up those walls and how that trauma has caused you to have a glass ceiling about who you are. You don't even know who you are. And you don't really know what God has said about you. You believe what others said about you. That's why I said be careful with how you treat little children, because when children are small and all they hear is people saying you ain't gonna be nothing, you just like your no good daddy. You a little hot thing. Whatever. People say little things because they don't think the kids remember it. You just dumb and stupid. Whatever that people say, it goes into us. It's a seed. And that
Hmm.
seed stays there and it germinates sometimes, but in the whole gist of it, it is controlling the way we think about ourselves, the way we think about others. And so we're going to talk about that and really delve into it at this conference. So I'm saying, let's come on, ladies. Let's experience the empowerment of the Holy Spirit to help us to excel beyond these glass ceilings, beyond these walls. We're going to break every chain, okay? You just got to let it go. Because we are what? Breaking glass ceilings and kicking down
Down
walls, okay?
walls.
So listen, this is Lady O, and our time is up, but we are looking forward for you to go ahead and register today. Um, you just can go to our website or our First Met website, or just ask Tisha to register you, any of these ladies that you know. And the main thing is to share it. There are so many people that need this. And if you don't share it with them, they're going to miss an opportunity. They're going to miss something, the tools that they need for their future. And so you'll leave them stuck in their darkness, in their dark places, and so forth. So we don't want that to happen. And the way we do that is to share it. So share it on Facebook, share it on your with your groups, share it with your family, your friends, your coworkers, and let them know they need to get quick to the feet of Jesus at the women's conference for 2023, because they're going to be set free. And whom the Son sets free is free indeed. Not like the world frees you, not like your friend frees you, but they're free indeed from all kind of chains and hindrances. So don't miss this. Get registered, bring a friend. If you cannot come, if you will sponsor somebody, because we have ladies who we're going to be needing someone to pay for them. So if you can't come, still register, so that we'll have some room to be able to sponsor some ladies. We don't want anyone to not come because they don't have money. And so check with Sister Tish, and she will get you registered. And the main thing is to don't miss it. Be there. That's next Saturday, October 7th, from 9 to 1 at First Metropolitan Church. It's a place where you belong. I'll see you on Saturday.